Welcome to Everyday Linux User. Today we'll be looking at screen recording programs and video editors, and I'll show you the process I use to create videos for the Everyday Linux User website, including the AI voices that I use throughout my process. Okay, so this is a simple screen recorder. Fairly simple interface. You can set the input settings here, and then you can save those settings. So that then becomes the input profile, and you can, every time you choose an input profile, it'll end up with the same settings as you have now. So I haven't got any input profiles. I generally use the same setup each time. I should probably save one, but essentially I'm recording the entire screen at full resolution. I am recording my cursor. You can set the frame rate. Recording audio. I had this set to pulse audio, but I noticed it wasn't saving, so I've set it to ALSA, and it seems to be fine. So I can then click continue, and you can choose the output of your videos where it's going to go. So this one I'm going to call demonstrating simple screen recorder 1. Choose the container, i.e. the output type, which is MP4, the video codec to use, H.264, the audio, MP3, and then you click continue. Obviously you can save this output profile so that you don't have to change it each time. If I now click continue, the options I have to start recording, I can preview. So that shows the volume levels and the screen that I'll be recording. You'll see the frame rates. I've got a hotkey that I can use, and this will start and stop the recording. One thing it doesn't have is the ability to hide this screen when you start the recording. So as soon as I start recording, what I do is minimize like this, and then when I've finished, I then stop and save the recording. So what this means is when I'm video editing, I have to skip these frames and delete them out of the video, which isn't ideal compared to Kazam, which I've got running, which is recording this right now. That just hides in the system tray there until I want to finish the recording. So if I want to start recording, all I have to do now is hit the start recording button. So here I am, I've started the recording. You can see the volume controls going up. The total time of the video is going up there. And when I'm finished, if I want to pause the recording at any point to do something else, I just click pause. I can then go and do other things. So sometimes I have to do some research. So I go into Google or wherever, and I have to install applications, etc. I'll pause the video, restart it later on. Sometimes if I'm installing software, it takes a while to do, so I'll click pause on the installation and wait till near the end of the installation. And sometimes in the video editing, I just speed up that section of the video to show the full install. But in this case, the pause recording enables you to stop and start the same video. And then when I'm finished, you can click pause here, or you can just click save recording, and that's the end of the process. Whilst I'm here, I'm going to demonstrate Kazam. So if I run Kazam from here, you can see there's a bit of a flicker there. I think it's because I've got Simple Screen Recorder and now Kazam running. So Kazam's a much more simple interface. The benefit for Kazam over Simple Screen Recorder is that when you click that capture button, it just minimizes the screen into this little section down here. It's a very simple interface. You can capture the screen as a screencast video or just a simple screenshot. You can choose whether to capture the mouse pointers or not. You can do full screen, window, all screens, area, and this wait before capturing. If I have this set to 3, then when I click capture, do a 3, 2, 1 counting and then disappear to the system tray. The preferences section, I can choose the speakers I'm using, I can choose the microphone I'm using for the screencast, what I'm going to record to, screenshot. Actually, that's pretty much it for Kazam. So I was using Kazam to record the first section of the simple screen recorder video, so there's no point clicking the capture. When I click capture, that's what recorded the first part of the Simple Screen Recorder. So now I've shown Simple Screen Recorder recording Kazam. And now I'll demonstrate Voco Screen as well, which is another tool. Okay, so here we are. This is Voco Screen, more fully featured than the other screen recorders we've seen thus far. So for instance, I can turn on my camera and you can make it smaller or larger just by dragging and dropping. So there I am, top left corner, top right corner even. I can invert the image, grey the image, black and white the image, flip vertical, flip horizontal. I can change the resolution like that. And then, as well as that, I can choose whether I want to record a full screen, window, an area of the screen. So I can choose area, and I can pick the area of the screen I want to choose. So I could just record me if I wanted to. Obviously for videos, you probably want to do full screen. Magnification. So if I turn that on, I can do that and magnify areas that I want to record. Good if you're trying to do intricate things. Countdown timer counts you back down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then starts recording. Other settings, I'm not sure what the show click and halo does. So the halo allows you to have a nice green pointer so you can point up areas of the screen. Show click. Say I want to go here and click the start button or the play button. It's gonna, so I'm going to do open folder and it's going to put a nice little marker there. As you can see, the folder's opened. And that gets annoying very quickly, by the way. So I'm going to turn that off. We've got shortcut keys. So a strong key, shift key, and F10 starts, stops, F12 pause, continue, magnify, camera, show, click, and halo. So I found the strong key not to be very useful. So you can turn these off. So now if I do shift and F8, you can see I disappear and I'm back again. So that's a good way of starting and stopping videos and starting recordings. Down here is a playback, and then you've got some information about the application. So that's Voco Screen. We've got some other settings at the top here. So as well as video, you've got microphone that you want to use, how many frames per second, the video codec that you're going to record to, where it's going to save the video, how long it's going to record for. So you can maybe have your webcam on and record your room for an hour or something like that. Then you can do videos that way. More about formats here, what is available, what's not available, and then you've got some help. So that's Voco Screen. So let's start Shotcut. This is the main interface for Shotcut. Over the left-hand side is a playlist. Right-hand side, you can change the layout of the whole thing. So depending on what you're working on. Mainly, I like on the editing. Recent projects are things you worked on before. And so in this demo, I'm going to show you how I go about creating a video using Shotcut. Now, normally I'd use Kdenlive. This is my first real time of using Shotcut, but I'll show you the basic functionality. So so the video mode, you can choose how you want it to be output. Loads of different styles there. I'm going to leave it on default, and then I'm going to click start. So the middle bit's the playback screen. The left-hand side is where you're going to put your files. Now, the odd thing is that you think the plus symbol and minus symbol would be to add clips in from your folders, but it's actually this button here takes you to file dialog, and then you can add in your video clips or other clips that you might want to add in. So if I'm starting an everyday Linux user video, I've got this title clip that I created in Clipchamp, and so I've added it to my queue there, and to get it into my timeline, you just drag it down like so, and then it appears, and then you can hit the play button. This is what you see at the start of every. Now the next step, I needed a title screen, and Shotcut doesn't give you the opportunity to just add in an image. I had to install this. I'll show you it in action, and I should have a recent image. And all I did was create a black screen with some yellow text in the middle, nothing exciting. Then I exported it to PNG format. So I can add that into my playlist, put it in the titles. So then you click that, and so that appears in your playlist. You can then drag that into position here. For some reason it leaves a gap there, so I just drag it across, and so now I can play my intro. And it will go into my title. So one thing you can do with Shotcut, which I do like, is if you drag the video slightly over the top of the other one, it will leave this sort of like cross section here. And this is where you can add transitions in. So if you right click and click properties, you'll see it says dissolve, which is a default transition. So if I now place this back across here, I can show you it blends in quite nicely, so it dissolves into the image. But you can choose different ones, so I'll do iris circle. I have no idea what that does. And you can see it circles from the inside out. So there's lots of different transitions you can use, and I find that quite a nice feature. So if I go back to my playlist now, I want to add in my actual video content, and this is the stuff I will have used from Screen Recorder or VocoScreen or whatever screencast program I'm using. So I go down here, I go to my videos, and then I pick one of the videos that I want to add. So for instance, I had one demonstrating Kazam, so I can add that in there. I can then drag that into position. And it should appear at the bottom there. And again, I'll just drag it slightly over, and then it'll give me a nice transition. So future Gary here. At this point, whilst trying to play the video, the sound cuts in, and you might not want to do that. And I use AI voices generally when I'm recording my videos. So I'll cut back in at the point where we add in the AI voices. So one thing you can do is you can turn off the audio. So now when I go for my black screen, it just filters in and it doesn't have any audio whatsoever. And this is the point I use AI voices. So there's a site called tts3.com, and this allows you to do 100 clips a day, and it enables you to add AI voices. So for example, I want to add in an intro. I will paste in the intro that I'm going to use to save you watching me type. So in this case, welcome to Everyday Linux User. Today's video is about creating and editing videos using Linux Mint. You will find out about different screencasting software applications and video editing programs and how the AI voices get added to my videos. So why do I use AI voices? Well, I said that very fast, and some people comment that I speak too fast. So this allows me to take out the ums from my video, and it allows me to formulate the video in the way I want it to be, and the voices are clear and concise. So after typing in the text, you can go down here and choose the voice of the person you want to use. And generally I use two voices to complement each other, one male, one female. So I have a female talking some of it, and then a male talking, and then vice versa throughout the video. And I find with Mia, if I show you this now and convert it, she talks a little bit too slowly for my liking.
Welcome to Everyday Linux User. Today's video is about creating and editing programs, and also how the AI voices get added to my videos.
So what I do is I speed her up, and I speed her up to 14%, which I think is just about optimum. I've experimented. You can let me know in the comments what you think. So if I could click convert now.
Welcome to Everyday Linux User. Today's video is about creating and editing videos using Linux Mint. You will find out about different screen applications and also how the AI voices get added to my videos.
For space, otherwise she goes straight into the next sentence. Before each and, put a comma, so she leaves a pause. In this case, I probably don't need that and there. And that's how you create the voices for your video. So I'll convert that again.
Welcome to Everyday Linux User. Today's video is about creating and editing videos using Linux Mint. You will find out about different screencasting software applications, video editing programs, and also how the AI voices get added to my videos.
So what I'll do then is click save. I've already done this one. So then I rename it to video editing intro or to whatever the voice is about. And at that point, I can now add that into my video. So at this point, this is the point I would add the audio track into the video. You add it in the normal way. So in this case, video editing intro. And you need to add in an audio track down here. So you right click, track operations, add audio track, and then you drag it where you want it to be. So in this case, I want it to be just as the header comes in. I want my intro to have sound, but I want this part of the video not to have sound. So if it did have sound, you click properties, audio, and then if you want sound, you select it. And you can see there's a waveform. In this case, I don't want sound, so I put none. And now I haven't got any wave. Now I haven't got the waveform. So if I now play the video,
Welcome to Everyday Linux User. Today's video is about creating and editing videos using Linux Mint.
you can see that the audio now goes with the video. So what other features would you use with Shotcut and video editing? Personally, something I use, because I'm using the AI voices, is I need to know at what point certain things happen in the video, so I know what text to add in for the video. So if I move my marker along here, you can see the video is turned off at the minute. So we're going to right click that, go into video, set the track to, and there you can see the video is appearing again. I accidentally turned that off earlier. So here I might want to add a marker in for simple screen recorder. So I go here and I click that marker, and then I've got a marker to show me when simple screen recorder starts. And then I drag my pointer along, and then you can see the input profile appears. So I click the marker again, and then I can keep dragging my thing along, and then when this goes to output profile, I'll put another marker in. So that's one feature I use. Another feature you might use is the ability to cut sections out of a video. So in this case, you'd use split at playhead and just click the line, and then you'll see that I've got two separate parts of the video. So then if I want to do it again, and I click the split at playhead, I've now got another section. So I can then choose this, and I can either cut it there or I can right click and do remove. And then it joins the two bits together. So that's another feature I would use. So then I'd finish editing my video. I would add in the subscribe screen at the end, and then I need to export my video. So at this point you click export, and then you choose where you want to export it to and the style of video. So in this case I'd be creating a YouTube video, so click YouTube, click export, and then save. At which point I'll be able to view the video, see if it looks alright, and then upload it to the YouTube website. And that's all there is to Shotcut. So now we've done Shotcut, I'll show you the video editing program I use, which is Kdenlive. I find this more straightforward to use, and I've used it more than anything else. So it's just what I've become accustomed to. So you start off, the middle panel there is a preview of the actual video in your playlist. This video on the right is your actual video that you're creating. And in here, this is the files that you're adding to your videos. So file new, I've got a project. So it's going to go into a videos folder, and you can choose how the video is going to be created, etc. And you can add your project files in straight away, or you can just click OK, which is generally what I do. And then in here, I add in my clips or etc. So if I add a clip, I can go into my videos folder, same way as I did before with Shotcut, and there's my intro, and I can drag that straight into there. So if I play this, it's going to play that clip there. If I play this, it's going to play your timeline. So the first thing I like about this over Shotcut is it automatically separates your video and audio, although they are grouped. But you can ungroup them. So if I ungroup the clips, I can now drag that over there. So the video is there and the audio is over there. It doesn't make much sense. So we'll undo that. And then for my title, as you saw in Shotcut, I used a graphics editing program, GIMP, to create my title. But in Kdenlive, you can just add in a title clip. So all I need to do is that. And then I can drag that into the center, and I can create my title, but I can also add a transform in if I can find the. So under animation, You can do edit start viewpoint like that, end viewpoint like that. So I can put my envoy viewpoint like that, and then I can do create title. So I can drag that into position, and now if I put my marker back at the beginning and press play, you can see my title sort of like shifted off to the left. And now I can add in my other clips. So I can add in the bit about the shortcut video, or a little bit about TTS3. So I can just drag that into position. So there's a site called tts3.com, and this allows you to do 100 clips a day. And so as before, I wouldn't want my voice on every video I make. I like to use AI voices. So all I would do here to stop the voice coming across is I'd ungroup these videos, ungroup these clips, select the audio, click delete, and then it's gone. So I find it a lot easier to use Kdenlive for the video, and the clipping's quite nice as well. So I can put my marker here, and then you can see the red line, and I can just cut, and then I've got 2 videos clips, and then I can cut again. So if I didn't want the bit in the middle, I can now select it, right click, and delete selected item, and you'll see there's space there, so you can right click and do remove space, and you can do remove space on all tracks, and that guarantees there's no gaps in your video, which is quite a good thing to have. And then you can continue editing your video as you were before. You can add markers in, they're called guides in Kdenlive, so I can add a guide and I can say TTS3. So when I'm doing my AI voices, I know at this point to start talking about TTS3, and later on I can talk about other parts of the video. So what about transitions? Well, Kdenlive makes this really, really easy. Where the clips join, double click. So now if I press play here, you'll see it blends in quite nicely, and you can change this. Just click on that, and in the right hand corner you'll see the transition effect that's used. So in this case it's this, and you can see all these different types. So I can do this swirly one. Might be nicer to try at this end as well. So if I double click here, this one we'll try that. And so I'll drag there, press play. Wasn't a great transition, but you get the idea. You can actually make the transitions bigger, I think. So at the moment it's 1 second, so I can make it 5 seconds, which will look awful. I can see that just makes a mess of the intro. But yeah, that's how you add transitions into the video. I don't use them that frequently, to be honest. I try and cut the video in such a way that to minimize the effects. I think it's probably nice between the title and the start of the video, but I'm not an avid user of transitions. So yeah, so Kdenlive, really good for that. Once I'm finished with my project, all you have to do is project and render, and then you can choose the format you want to render it to. I tend to do MP4, and then you can just do render to file, and it will do it. It will create your video. And that's it. So that's how you create videos using Kdenlive. I find it a much nicer interface than any other video editing program. I used to really like OpenShot. I can't get it to work on Linux Mint, but Kdenlive is very, very good. So yeah, um, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.